All right, everybody. It is a Smart Marks. Wait.
Whoa.
It is a Geekout Freakout podcast, the Smart Marks edition.
Yeah,
I didn't
man.
screw up. That was
No.
I wasn't playing.
It's on purpose.
It is a WrestleMania edition of the Geekout Freakout podcast. We're geeking out about wrestling for the first time in a year.
Since SummerSlam?
Did we do a SummerSlam?
We did a SummerSlam one.
Oh,
No,
whatever.
that's fine. 6 months.
I don't remember doing a SummerSlam one, to be honest with you.
There was an episode we had called the one about wrestling and life.
Oh.
It was literally like one of our a third episode.
Well, I'm going to go back and listen to that. No, it couldn't have been our third. Was it?
Yeah.
Because we started, SummerSlam wasn't for 6 months after we started. Because you know what? We took a break.
Yeah.
That's right. So this is the anniversary of our 1 year our short hiatus. 1 year ago, we decided that we were going to take some time off and change the podcast.
Yeah, we did.
Reformat, as radio stations normally do. And we're going to soft rock and oldies. And by the way, this is Jay Vader 82 Jeremy, and sitting across from me is Mateo 83 Matt.
That's right, baby.
We got so excited about wrestling that we forgot the introductions.
So like our alternative then to be like our version of soft rock would be like NWA
Soft
Mid-South.
Cops. Oh. Yeah. No, it would be I'm trying to think. So if it wasn't NWA Mid-South, what else would our
Mid-Eastern and Atlantic Wrestling?
WCCW?
WCCW?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think Mid-South is probably accurate. Jim Crockett Productions.
Jim Crockett.
Goddamn Jim Crockett. It would be the WCW. The Impact Wrestling. It would be Impact, right?
Where the big boys play.
We're going more modern. It would be Impact. Check the adjective. Play. It's not
What's
even
the
a fucking
adjective?
adjective. It's not even an adjective.
What's the adjective?
You got to think he got so much shit. And I don't think he got so much shit from that locker room because I bet they didn't catch that either. Not a single one of them even knew what adjective was, probably.
That's so classic. Classic Macho Mania.
Check the adjective. Play.
What's the adjective?
I wish Bischoff would have turned around and asked him that.
Oh, my God.
I hope one day I meet him at a you know what? He's coming to the Albuquerque or Santa Fe Comic Con.
Eric Bischoff?
No, Kevin Nash.
Oh, really?
We should go fucking ask him, did you figure out the difference between verb and adjective? And see what he says?
He's going to be like, one of them's going to be about banging your mom.
Look, dick. Yeah. Look, nerd. That's probably, look here, you fucking Mark. That's probably what it's going to be. Well,
everybody's named Mark to him.
We're breaking down wrestling this week.
That's right. We're going to preview the complete WrestleMania weekend WrestleMania cards. We're talking about NXT TakeOver and, of course, WrestleMania. We're going to take a little look, too, at the Ring of Honor G1 Classic that'll be happening on Saturday night as well. So
before we get into wrestling, I want to talk about two nerdy things really quick.
Two geeky things.
Did you see the Joker trailer?
I did.
What'd you think?
I liked it. It's a cool take. I like so it's based like in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like an 80s vibe from it.
And there's a rumor that there's supposedly a young Bruce Wayne in the trailer.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's Thomas Wayne in some of the scenes, right? So, and I forget who plays Thomas Wayne, but it was supposed to be Alec Baldwin, but he backed out of the project. Yeah. So I'm very interested to see. I'm kind of interested to see who this talk show guy is.
Yeah.
Like how much of a role he plays, because it feels like that's a prominent like
he's egging him on.
Yeah,
kind of stuff,
yeah. So I want to see him fail at stand up and
all the stuff with his wife.
It looks good.
Getting murdered.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with the tone that they have with it. And I feel like they're swinging for the Oscar fences a little bit. Like they're trying to do what they can to get attention to this movie, and it looks really damn good. Also, did you see David Harbour is apparently making the comic book rounds and attempting to be part of everything popular these days?
Well, he's going to be he's already confirmed for the Black Widow.
Jesus,
Scarlet.
yeah, he's in Black Widow now. They got announced this week, and then he's friggin' Hellboy. Yeah. He was in Stranger Things, and he was in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that last week, but yeah, he was. So the new teaser trailer for Stranger Things season 3 came out. Mm-hmm. That looks really good, and then he's going to be in the new Marvel, the new Black Widow movie, and then of course he's in Hellboy, which is opening this week, I think.
Is it? I know.
It's
Are you sure?
This week or next
Shazam's
week?
This week, so Hellboy's probably next week.
Gotcha. Yeah, so good for him, man. He's a good actor, and like you said, he was in Suicide Squad. I didn't even realize it. He's in a lot of things.
Yeah, he's one of the CIA guys.
He's in a lot of things that I realized a lot later on. I'm like, holy crap.
I just think it's really cool. Yeah. Like, he's just everywhere.
Yeah,
like,
good for him.
Every popular movie.
He's a working actor.
He's
and
there.
It's pretty awesome. So.
Yeah, I dig it. I think he's going to be really good.
I like watching and seeing the stuff that
Someone texted me and said that they thought David Harbour would be a great Taskmaster. I was like, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. And it's set in the 90s in this Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to
So
see Winter Soldier, right?
So it's set in the 90s, Black Widow. So
how old is she supposed to be?
How is she supposed to be? Because she did
Unless it's early 2000s, maybe?
She did Ghost World like in the 90s.
Yeah.
And she was really young.
So I don't know how they're going to retcon any of that.
Unless
it shows like the beginning of her training.
Unless she's
like the red room.
Yeah, that's true. Unless she's technically like kind of ageless a little bit. They
Maybe.
give her a little bit of a...
I bet it starts in the 90s with the red room and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it moves forward. But I've seen a lot of people theorizing that we'll probably see a still-on full evil Winter Soldier in this movie.
I hope so. That'd be cool.
It's a prequel because she's had run-ins with him before. So
I like to see... I want to see how Hawkeye got this tattoo. His,
you know what they pointed out?
He went full on like Limp Bizkit mode.
Yeah. Well, they pointed out for him to get a full sleeve and for it to be healed in time, like there's got to be a big chunk of time between.
And I figured he probably got that done in his off time.
Yeah.
Like
they figured
before
his family has to be gone because you've got to lose your family to get that haircut and those tattoos.
Yeah.
A full-on skull samurai tattoo.
Do you get that kind of haircut if you lose your family?
If you lose everything, you don't give a shit anymore. Why not go?
You
know what, man? I lost all my life. I'm just gonna live the next half full douchebag.
I figure you get that haircut like if you're going through like a divorce.
I'm just
your
going
wife kept the kids, and you're gonna have to like
early 2000s punk trash from here on out.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, it looks good on him.
Yeah, it's midlife crisis, Hawkeye.
There we go. He's gonna show up in a Corvette.
Yeah. Sup, bitches? Mm-hmm. It's Britney, bitch.
And it's gonna be playing Rollin', Rollin', Rollin'.
Probably. All right, so speaking of good segue, because who sang "Rollin'" for Undertaker?
I'm gonna ruin that segue, but
fuck.
Let's get my brother Jeremy, my brother Jay, also known as Jeremy. He listened to the podcast last week about Starship Troopers.
Yeah,
and so he wrote. He goes, Eric and I, my brother, were obsessed with the animated Starship Troopers. Neil Patrick Harris' character develops his telekinesis power from the bugs. I think they go to kill him, but he doesn't die, and somehow he absorbs some of the alien's blood or something and gains their telekinesis. That's how they communicate, and how they're able to communicate with the bugs. He also becomes almost emotional, like pretty much emotionless, almost like a robot. I think it was a storyline that got cut from the movie because some of the lines in the movie refers to it. Like at the end of the movie, we saw like how he looked a little bit haggard and everything.
And he was we talked about how he became a dick.
Yeah. And he's like, he goes, so there you go. And I go, oh my God, that's awesome. I need to find out how to watch the show. He goes, and the sad thing is they never finished it. They just quit putting out episodes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So here's what I need.
Canceled.
Because your brother is big into Power Rangers, right?
Oh yeah.
Here's what I want.
Both of them, but yeah.
Here's what I want. We need to play the new Power Rangers fighting game.
Yes.
And we need Jeremy here to talk about Power Rangers lore as we play it.
Both of my brothers, actually, like Jeremy and Eric, I think Eric totally went out of his way to buy a dagger, like a old Bandai branded toy dagger.
You know what? I think you're right. I think I've seen that.
So,
but I know the game only has 9 characters, which is kind of lame.
Yeah, that I am really...
But have you seen who some of the characters are? One of them is Kimberly when she becomes the Ranger Slayer.
Yeah.
And then there's the evil Tommy and stuff. But they have a season pass. And one of them is a regular Kimberly skin. Yeah. So... But I think it would be cool. Maybe we wait until there's more characters or something. But if we play through it, to have Jeremy here talking about the Power Rangers lore and history and stuff, I think that would be really cool.
That sounds good to me.
Now we're going to segue into wrestling.
There we go. Rolling
right on to wrestling. So before we get into WrestleMania and weekend and all that stuff, we haven't really had much time to talk about AEW. Yeah. So I want to kind of get that out of the way. And clear the air. I mean, we can't do a wrestling show without bringing up AEW and our thoughts and stuff on it. No, we have to, especially they had new signings this week.
Yeah, that's true.
So what do you think about the broadcast team that was announced this week?
So we got... Who else is on commentary? Excalibur.
Alex Marvez.
Okay, I'm okay.
Who's a primarily football commentator. But, I mean, they showed videos of him practicing and working on matches with Cody, which I think was great. And Alex Marvez has a great voice.
It's a good pickup for them to try to bring somebody new in.
Mm-hmm.
And
Excalibur's going to be great.
Yeah, Excalibur's great because he's really up to date. He did really good. I think at some of the last New Japan shows they had him at.
Yep.
He's fun to listen to, but
he does a lot of Ring of Honor stuff, I thought.
Yeah. But they also got JR.
And you know what, though?
Jim Ross.
JR does have his issues, but I heard someone break it down a lot.
She needs to learn English.
Yeah, that's, about Asuka.
Barbecue sauce.
They did point out in some of his commentary when he's rushed, he sucks.
Slobber knocker.
But if you give him time to get to know the wrestlers and to get to know the moves and to get to know what's in front of him, he does a great job.
It's true.
So I'm reserving judgment, but I'm highly skeptical.
You can reserve. I will judge for both of us. He's going to blow it.
I mean, what was my exact reaction in our chat?
You were pretty bummed out. Yeah, ugh.
Ugh. That was, ugh.
Yeah.
Every time someone sent it to me, ugh. That's all I could respond with.
I think for the most part,
I think I wanted new blood.
In our chat, like, I think a lot of us, except for Joe, I think we're pretty okay, but Joe doesn't watch a lot of, like, New Japan, so
he wanted Tony Schiavone.
Yeah. You know what?
Tony Schiavone.
You rolled your eyes at Tony Schiavone, but he's not a bad.
Drop toe hold.
Have you not? Is he not commentating for Major League Wrestling?
I think he
is. I feel like he is.
For MLW.
And if you watch, I call it Major League.
Yeah, he does MLW.
Yeah, if you watch MLW, that's actually really fun, and that's totally free to watch on YouTube. And if you guys are like want to see some cool indie wrestling, go watch MLW because they have some ridiculous stuff that goes on that show. I know. Like people's ears getting ripped off.
Their rumbles are crazy.
But it was really good. And oh my god, like so there was like a segment in there where somebody was getting carried off on a stretcher. They have obviously been injured. And so the guy that had injured him pulled a total YCW. And as they picked him up on the stretcher in the ring, the guy got up on the turnbuckle and did a moonsault to the guy on the stretcher. And it was amazing.
Yes.
And I was like, this is why we watch indie.
Speaking of MLW,
this is why I watch wrestling in general.
Oh, for sure.
There's like I find all my my niches like in across like all the ones that I watch, and it just totally fulfills like that need and like it's.
Well, see, that's the route that I've gone. Like since we stopped doing Smart Marks, I don't watch a lot of WWE. I keep up with it. I keep up with everything that goes on. I watch a lot of clips or matches from YouTube, stuff like that.
Yeah, same.
If the chat starts blowing up with something that's going on, I'll go back and rewind it and watch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like if I know there's a major announcement or big matches and stuff coming up, I'll watch from there or I'll fast forward through some. But I don't, since we stopped doing a podcast strictly about wrestling, I don't watch it religiously.
Yeah.
And I think it came from, 5 years of it being a job to watch wrestling?
Yeah.
But I do keep up with the indies. I watch all of Being the Elite every day it comes out.
Yeah.
Like the day I get the notification, I watch Being the Elite. I watch The Nightmare Family and keep up with everything on the road to Double or Nothing. I love MLW. I love watching Ring of Honor. I just I'll even catch Impact here and there, at least on replays of Impact.
Yeah,
and stuff.
usually Saturday mornings are like my
binge.
Yeah, my binge fall down the rabbit hole of whatever's on YouTube.
Wrestling YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was bringing up, speaking of MLW, a guy who basically made his name in MLW is MJF.
Yeah. Maxwell
Jacob Friedman. Did you see the video of him at 5 years old on the Rosie O'Donnell show?
No.
It is
I heard it referenced on the Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling podcast.
You need to watch it.
So I got to watch it now.
It's good shit.
I literally just listened to that podcast before I got here.
He was such a little dick.
He was already
kind of
MGF.
a smart ass.
Oh wow,
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
They
referenced it. I didn't know what they were talking about. So and then you brought it up. So.
Well, it got shared in our group. Someone shared it.
Okay,
and I didn't watch it there,
and
then I heard him. I heard it on the radio. They were playing it, so I went back and watched it. And he's such a little dick.
Was it in the Facebook group?
No, it was in our Snapchat group.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah, and that's funny for someone who doesn't watch a lot of wrestling. I'm fairly active in a Snapchat wrestling group.
Yeah. Yeah,
But I still keep up with it, and I still watch. Like, I'll watch NXT every week.
Yeah.
I'll watch SmackDown pretty much every week. I may watch it on my own convenience because I'm not rushed to cram 15 hours of wrestling into a week.
Yeah.
And it's nice to just at my own convenience. Like,
at your own pace. Yeah.
I heard this happened. I'll check it out and see.
Yeah.
And that's how I approach going into this. Like, I didn't watch Raw or SmackDown this week until today. I kind of sped through some stuff and watched. Like, I watched most of Raw on Monday night, and then I turned it off. My wife and I watched TV together. And then I sped through SmackDown, watched it in the background as I was cleaning and shit. But it's just nice to not have that force-fed wrestling.
Yeah, like
and
you're sweating.
Like actually enjoy it.
I gotta finish watching all these.
Like
shows.
I may not watch it all, but I still listen to every morning when I'm driving. I listen to Busted Open and catch like what happened during the week and what's going on and stuff. I find I like talking about it still more than I like watching it. As weird as that sounds.
I think. I think for the most part, it's like you can still show your appreciation. You know, and your willingness to enjoy a product just basically by just keeping. It's not like you're totally walking away from it and not knowing what's going on.
I just bought WWE 2K19 for the Xbox.
Oh, excellent!
Because I haven't played it since I got rid of my PlayStation.
I didn't even notice that you did.
That's how I got my Switch.
Gotcha.
Kids really wanted a Switch, and I wasn't playing much on the PlayStation, so I got them a Switch with it, and my old broken Xbox.
Yeah,
everything went there and got a Switch and a bunch of games for them. But I hadn't really played it, but they dropped the price this week to $25.
Oh,
and
cool.
Then it was like $40 with all the content.
Yeah.
And it was normally like $80. So I picked it up and I had been binging
25 for like
out of that.
everything?
25 for the regular, 40 with everything.
Oh, cool.
And it was normally like 89 with everything. But it was because it was WrestleMania week, they put it on sale.
Yeah.
So I have been binging the hell out of that. And I'm getting back into what I didn't realize is in the season or in the career mode that if you've downloaded all the wrestlers, instead of having to unlock a lot of moves, you can just go to downloaded, and everything that you've downloaded or paid for is already unlocked. So I just have Ricochet's move set. So you excited for Double or Nothing coming up? I think I'm more excited for that than I am WrestleMania weekend, to be honest with you.
It's really exciting. Like I call me a Young Bucks mark, but yeah,
I mean the Elite altogether.
Everything they do is.
It just sucks that we're not going to see Marty as part of this.
Yeah, they definitely put with them. It's definitely been a fans first sort of movement, and that's really cool to see. So
I love a lot of their signings. I think getting Britt Baker was really smart.
Yeah,
I think it was really cool.
They got Allie.
Yeah, Allie. That
Allie
was a recent announcement.
And they're using Allie as her name, which I thought that was actually really interesting. Instead of going back with Cherry Bomb. Yeah. So she must own the rights to her name, which is good. Yeah. But yeah, she's a great. And people were making fun of like the TNA or the Impact Wrestling angle that she did with Rosemary, where like so they're doing.
She died.
She died. Yeah, she basically died, and it was like it. But we also like watched Impact when they were doing, the Broken Universe. Yeah, and
that's what it was. It's very reminiscent of.
And that's what and Rosemary was part of Decay, which were very, very involved with that whole storyline. So I mean, it didn't bother me, and it just goes into it's something that WWE would. Try to venture into, but they didn't fully succeed in. Yeah. But it didn't throw me off. So watching Allie get killed, it was cool. And like Wolverine style,
and then just die, cool, or like disappear.
Yeah, she faded away. Well, she was in a different dimension, so
yeah.
Yeah, it was really
good shit. To see. What is this? Do you see this?
Yeah,
it's a New Day Lego figurine.
That is like they're
like little.
Yeah, it's a little.
I need that.
They're like. The blocks that they use. What's that block?
Mega Blocks or whatever they are. And they're riding on a unicorn. Yeah. And the unicorn has Converse.
It does.
I need this.
That's awesome.
It's an advertisement. I need this. Speaking of, I pre-ordered the You Can't See Me Invisible John Cena.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They came back up and I got a notification and I pre-ordered it. It'll ship on the 15th.
You got that one, and so you pre-ordered the Becky
Lynch, which doesn't come out till August.
That's bananas.
But, yeah, I know. But it's the one where she's rocking the man shirt and she's giving the rock fist. I was like, okay,
yeah, that's awesome.
So just to kind of run through, this is the roster for AEW, which I think is a great roster. We've got Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, Joey Janela, MJF, Pac, Sema, El Lindaman. I got that right, didn't I? Yeah. T-Hawk, Tokuhiro whatever. Yamahara, Jungle Boy, Pentagon Jr., Phoenix, Jimmy Havoc, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta, Sammy Guevara, Sonny Kiss, which I think is awesome that they signed Sonny Kiss. I everything that you think you love about Velveteen Dream,
you would love.
It's Sonny Kiss turned up.
Sonny Kiss XOXO.
I mean, God. Kip Saban, Michael Nakazawa.
Freaking
Michael Nakazawa. That's been a great story. And Brandon Cutler, which the story of Brandon Cutler is really cool. Did you see all of that? He's their friend from high school.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, Brandon Cutler is friends with the Young Bucks, and he wrestled in their backyard, and he was on par, like on the same level as the Young Bucks in the Indies, and had a child. And he couldn't afford to go and wrestle, so he gave up wrestling to be a dad. And he said that he always just sat behind, and what made it worse is his wife makes all the gear for the Young Bucks.
Oh geez. Yeah.
So he sat behind watching his wife make their gear over and over and over and thinking that could be me. So over the last year he's gotten back into wrestling, So once he got back in and he's been wrestling over the last year, they went ahead and signed him to AEW. Yeah. So, and then the women's roster: Brandy Rhodes, Britt Baker, Penelope Ford, Aja Kong, Yuka Sakakage. I can't read from here. You should put it on the big one.
Sakazaki.
Kylie Ray, Nyla Rose, which I think is a great signing.
Yeah.
Allie B. Priestley, which is another great signing, and Sadie Gibbs. I think their women's.
I just hope that
great as well.
Like when JR is doing commentary, he's not like Brandy Rhodes, the wife of Cody Rhodes.
Oh God, and
Britt Baker, the girlfriend of Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah.
Like that's just one thing.
Did you see when they signed Britt Baker? And she met up with him backstage. And she's like, we're not going to talk about the elephant in the room.
And they're
like, what are you talking about? She's like, you guys killed my fucking boyfriend, Adam. And then it just cut as she said Adam. Because they did. They murdered Adam Cole. Elite. We'll do it.
B. Presley, the girlfriend of Will Ospreay.
Yes, that's exactly what he's going to do. Yeah. I wish he would do that with the men. Cody Rhodes, husband of Brandy Rhodes.
Yeah, he should.
Or someone should do that just to take shots at him.
I would do it.
To hear Excalibur do that?
That'd be funny.
I would do it if I was Excalibur. I think we'll do another episode as we get closer to All In or Double or Nothing. And kind of break down Double or Nothing. Because I don't know about you.
We did talk about All In. Didn't we talk about
We talked about All In becoming a thing. We briefly brought it up and how eventful it was and how much of like a history-making thing it is. I think it's a good sign seeing them getting a broadcast team together. That's another step towards television, especially signing a guy like Jim Ross for 3 years. That states that their plan is television. There's a goal to this. You wouldn't sign a guy to do broadcasting for 3 years to only do 3 pay-per-views a year.
Yeah, and I think I'm not taking anything away from like what he's done for like talent development.
Yeah.
So I think,
but again, it's just JR over the last 2 to 3 years is the problem. Is the guy who during the Mae Young Classic referred to the women, like exactly what you alluded about, referred to the women and talked more about, made cutesy jokes, made those 90s jokes almost about puppies and stuff, made really like lame, almost sexist jokes, and then referred to them as the husband of so and so, the fiance of so and so, the boyfriend of so and so.
Weird,
and then didn't know the moves in New Japan.
And like I used to listen to his podcast, and it was it had been a while since like I don't listen to it at all anymore. And then
neither do I.
It was
unless there's someone big on there that I want to hear, and I skip up to that point.
He had Lita on the show, and it just felt very pervy.
Hey Lita.
He was just like,
tell me the history behind pulling your thong out.
He was like, looking the beautiful, the
saucy,
the sexy Lita.
Oh,
and she's just like on the other line, kind of just like, oh, hey, JR, how's it going?
Yeah. It's just he's out of touch.
Definitely.
But again, I hope someone like Excalibur and Alex Marvez can kind of rein him in, And they can focus
Bring it in, JR.
They can focus on the action.
Bring it in.
Keep him for color. He's obviously not going to be... I mean, he's not at the point anymore where he could keep up with play-by-play.
Anybody.
He's there for color.
Yeah.
And I just hope that it's the right shade of color. Boom. That was good.
That was good.
I like that. That was deep. What do you want to get into first? Do you want to go in the order of events and start with NXT?
No, actually, let's do Ring of Honor first, and then we'll do like WWE all together. So
Ring of Honor, breaking down. We'll break down the card, and then we'll talk a little bit about where we're at. You want to run down the card on this one?
Yeah, sure.
So I don't mispronounce stuff.
Is it in? Yeah, okay. It's in.
I was going to turn off my mic to cough, and then I realized yours will probably catch up.
Oh, you're fine. Anyway. Okay, so it looks like they're in order, right? So we got a dark match. We got Kagutsu with Ginny Rose on Hazuki versus Hana Kimura, Stella Gray, and Sumisaki. Sorry.
Sumisakai.
Sumisakai. My bad. 6-woman tag team match. I guess that's a dark match?
I guess so.
Okay, that's interesting. Then we have the Honor Rumble. We have no idea who's going to be in it, so that's going to be pretty cool.
Winner takes all match for the Never Openweight and Ring of Honor World Television Championship.
That's going to be cool. We got Will Ospreay defending the Never Openweight Championship against Jeff Cobb, who is the Ring of Honor TV champion. It's going
to be a hell of a match.
That's going to be awesome. Great. Yeah. We got Rush versus Dalton Castle, straight up singles match. Mayu Iwatani versus Kelly Klein. That is for the Women of Honor World Championship. We got Bully Ray versus Juice Robinson. It's in a New York City street fight, so that's going to be pretty cool. We got who's that? Taiji Ishimori versus Dragon Lee and Bandito, and that's going to be a three-way match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. And then we have a winner takes all 4-way tag team match for both IWGP Tag Team and Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. We have the Guerrillas of Destiny taking on Villain Enterprises, which are PCO and Brody King. Los Ignobles del Japón, which is Evil and Sonata versus the Briscoe Brothers. So that is a winner take all. That is awesome. So 2 tag team championships are on the line in that one. We have a singles match for the British Heavyweight Championship. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hiroshi Tanahashi, which would be pretty cool. IWGP Intercontinental Championship match. Tetsuo Naito versus Kota Ibushi. That is going to be amazing.
Yes.
That's going to be pretty cool. We have a 3-way ladder match for the Ring of Honor World Championship with Jay Lethal taking on who is the champion versus Marty Scurll and Matt Taven. And then the main event, so it says here is a singles match for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, will be the champion defending his title belt, Jay White versus Kazuki, or how do you say
Kazuchika Okada.
Kazuchika Okada. I always say Okada!
God.
Okada!
I was afraid I was going to butcher.
I murdered a lot of them.
Yeah, you did.
Okada!
You want to start with the Will Ospreay match, I guess? I mean, because I don't even know how to call the 6.
No, I wouldn't worry about those.
So Will Ospreay versus Jeff Cobb. I think Jeff Cobb wins this.
Okay, I'll go.
I see Ring of Honor kind of putting a lot of stock in Jeff Cobb lately.
Yeah.
And I think this would be a good way to show that is for him to hold both titles.
And I am going with Will Ospreay.
We're in for a hell of a match on that one. I am really excited. Jeff Cobb he's one of those guys that's like huge, but is super agile.
Yeah.
And you never got to see much of that with him when he was on Lucha Underground.
Yeah, as Matanza.
Yeah. They always made him play the Beast. You never got to see how agile he really was.
I think he did like one standing moonsault.
Well, he was in a tag team with Matt Riddle, wasn't he?
Yes. Yeah, they were a tag team.
Rush versus Dalton Castle. Always bet on Dalton Castle.
Yeah. I'm not very familiar with Rush, so yeah, we'll go with Dalton Castle.
Iwatani versus Kelly Klein. I'm kind of the same on this one. I'm not extremely familiar, but I'm going to go with Iwatani to retain.
I'm going with Kelly Klein.
So this next match, Bully Ray and Juice Robinson. It was originally Bully Ray in an open challenge for a New York street fight. I guarantee you, Juice Robinson was not the opponent meant for this match.
No, probably not.
It was Flip Gordon. I guarantee it was Flip Gordon.
Yeah. And Flip injured his knee, so he's going to be out for quite a while.
Re-injured his knee again. Woke up the next morning. Worked one match after he came out. Woke up the next morning with it locked up and had to immediately go into the doctor. It made sense, in my opinion, for it to be Bully Ray and Flip because of the whole history between them. Bully Ray never quit. He quit, but he never said the words "I quit" in their "I quit" match. Yeah. So he had something to hang his hat on. And I think that it furthered that story, and it would have been, especially in New York, Bully Ray versus Flip would have been a great match. Not that I'm
not going to enjoy this show, but I really prefer watching New Japan matches when they're in Japan.
Yeah?
Yeah. I love hearing the crowds. Like,
oh, yeah.
They're like, you just hear them go like random, like, Juice!
Yes.
Juice!
Yep. That's good shit. You're right.
I love it. Like, to me, like, the Japan crowds are so like random, and like they're kind of get a little bit Americanized a little bit, but they still have like that respect that they have like for the talent and for the wrestlers. Like they're quiet during the matches.
It's very uniform sitting down.
Yeah, they're very respectful. And there's no signs, and so there's like nothing distracting anybody. Like they kind of like take care of each other, like so they can watch the match, so that everybody in the audience can watch the match. And it's different when you go to like you see an American show. Everybody's just like. They're like, this ref sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, so.
I think this is going to be a hell of a show. Especially, we haven't even touched on the fact that this is in Madison Square Garden. And it's historic for the fact that nobody has ever headlined the Garden. No one's ever put on a wrestling show at the Garden other than WWE.
So it's a New York show, and we're going to have New York fans. So
it's going to be a great show. And this is right up New York fans' alley, I think.
You're
going to get your NXT group here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah,
this is your NXT fan base.
Yeah, so I'm going with Juice Robinson on that match.
Ishimori versus Dragon Lee versus Bandito. I'd like to see Bandito.
Me too.
Win this match.
Love Bandito.
I think I'm going to pick Bandito.
Yeah, I love.
They just signed him to an exclusive contract.
Good.
Too.
I'm glad.
God versus Villain Enterprises versus Los Inhodrables de Japón and the Briscoes.
They did a good job there. I'm going with Evil and Sonata.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm going with Villain Enterprises.
I love Sonata. Like, he has like this really cool look, and then he has like this horrible bleach beard.
I really like PCO, and Brody King is the lead singer of a death metal band.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But I like Villain Enterprises a lot, and I think that, again, like
Evil.
PCO is somebody they see a lot of stock in right now.
Evil and Sonata.
So I think I'm going Villain Enterprises.
Gotcha.
Zack Sabre Jr. versus Tanahashi.
Yeah, you're wearing the shirt for Villain Enterprises.
I am. You're wearing a Villain Club shirt.
Yeah.
We're both Marty Skrull marks.
Yeah, we are. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Tanahashi.
I'm going to go with Sabre to retain.
Me too.
Naito versus Ibushi.
And I think Tanahashi is a fantastic wrestler. I love watching his matches. But
this one's going to be match of the night, right? Naito
versus Ibushi. Oh, my God. This is going to tear the house down.
Yeah.
Like, there's not going to be a Madison Square Garden left.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
I am going with
Ibushi.
Yep.
Yeah, I got to. Yeah.
Jay Lethal versus Skrull versus Matt Taven.
I don't think he's ever held... He's held the Never Championships in New Japan.
I don't think he's ever had the
Intercontinental. But I don't think he's ever held any of the New Japan titles. I think he held like a Never Tag Team Championship, but that got defended there. Last year at Wrestle Kingdom, he had the Never...
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to remember. So, yeah, but I don't think he's actually held the New Japan title, but it's because he's never really been signed to New Japan. So now he has an actual New Japan contract. And
now it's
so
a good time to give it to him.
I think they'll probably give him that belt, and it's gonna look good on him.
I think so too.
He's a sexy, sexy man.
Jay Lethal, Skrull, and Taven. Who you got? Are you going Marty?
I think I'm gonna go Marty because I really don't see where another Jay Lethal tag team or this title run's going with them. And I've been watching Ring of Honor, and I like maybe I've grown a little bit tired of his character.
Yeah,
and maybe.
It's time to change it up.
Yeah, I think it's time to change it up.
I think so too. I don't see it going to Taven either. I think Skrull. And Skrull's a guy that I think they want to hang their hat on and bank on. You want to make him the face in hopes that he re-signs with you when it's time to re-sign and doesn't go to AEW. Because it's going to be, it's almost a foregone conclusion. You would assume that he would go to AEW.
If he has enough time on his contract, which I'm not aware of how much is left on there.
Like another year or so, I think.
Oh, wow. Then, yeah, I could see them putting in the title on him for like 6 months.
Yeah. Do something to show that you value him. Mm-hmm. And I think, the whole Villain Enterprises thing I think is great. But I think it's time for Skrull. Like, I don't feel like enough people invest in him, and he's so over.
Yeah, he's really good.
Marty is... I would almost say Marty was one of, if not the standout in the Elite for the longest time, just character-wise.
And he's done such a good job. He's been the villain for like how many years?
He was so over before he joined the Bullet
Club. And he was
before,
he was over as Party Marty Skrull.
Yeah.
And he was just fun-loving Party Marty.
Yep.
And now he's a bad guy.
Well, when he was the villain, he was huge over.
Oh, yeah.
I would argue, like, the two biggest pops of anybody joining the Bullet Club, I think Adam Cole was a big one.
Yeah.
And I think Marty Skrull was probably the biggest.
Yeah.
Whenever he pushed Adam Cole out of the Bullet Club. And again, I think it's just because he was so over before he even started with the Bullet Club. Like he wasn't like some guys where the club made them. He was already made before he became part of the club.
Ooh.
And yeah, I know. He was a made man.
Ooh.
Jay White, the Switchblade, Jay White versus Okada.
I got to go. As much as I love saying Okada.
Yeah, Jay White retains.
Jay White.
Yeah.
I just did the Jay White motion.
Yeah,
the Switchblade
the cutthroat.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. Jay White retains. So, and that is on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Is there a start time? Does it show start time?
Yeah, go back. It'll say there. You're looking at WrestleMania 35.
Oh, shit balls. I don't think it does it?
Look on the right, buddy.
Here on the poster?
Yeah, there's my on the poster.
God damn it.
You can watch it you can order it straight up on pay-per-view. You can watch it if you're part of the Honor Club. World. And if you're paying $9.99 a month, or actually $9.99 yen a month, then you can watch it on New Japan World.
Is that what you're paying?
And on Fight, yeah. I had to renew it because I didn't realize my...
you let it lapse.
My card lapsed, but I was still going to get it anyway.
I'll find the date. We just have a birthday party Saturday night, and it starts at 6.
Oh.
Yeah. I mainly, as long as I can catch the final 3 matches live, and I'll watch the rest later. But I really want to see the final 3 live.
Yeah.
And I'll watch them on my phone while I'm there if I have to. I'm going to download that app and have it ready so I can watch on the phone and be a terrible friend.
They need to update that picture of Matt Taven.
Yeah, that's an old picture of Matt Taven.
Old picture of him.
What is this down here? Honorable participants.
We got 11 out of 30 announced.
Yeah,
and only one of them is from New Japan so far.
Yeah, and that's Liger.
Liger, yeah.
Who's in the twilight of his career. I think he's running like a retirement.
Retirement run.
Yeah, kind of like Angle, huh? So we'll go through the NXT now.
Which is actually, we're going to go back in time and go to Friday.
Yeah, we're going back in time. This is airing on Friday night. Tomorrow, the day this podcast releases, unless you're quick on it and catch it tonight at midnight. War Raiders, Hanson and Rowe versus Aleister Black and Ricochet, which...
That's for the tag team championships.
What the fuck? I didn't even catch that. These guys are challenging for 2 tag titles this weekend.
Yep.
That is
they won the
awesome.
Dusty Classic, and so they're going to
immediately
NXT. So.
Holy shit. Pete Dunne versus Walter. Oh, my God. Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the vacant NXT Championship. Velveteen Dream versus Matt Riddle for the NXT North American Championship. Shayna Baszler versus Io Shirai versus Bianca Belair versus Kairi Sane. Do you think this is the main event? That the women main event as well? You don't think so in NXT? You think Gargano and Adam Cole are in the main event?
Yeah, I think it's 2 out of 3 falls. So
yeah, I think that's
Gargano and Cole. Dude, every main event that Gargano's been a part of has killed.
I know.
So I don't see them not putting them as main event.
So let's break down.
No disrespect to the women that are taking part.
But I feel like it would be too on the nose to make this one main event when WrestleMania has a women's main event.
And I love that women's main event, that women's championship match, but it doesn't have the same build as this men's one.
Yeah. So let's break down War Raiders versus Aleister Black and Ricochet. Who you got?
I got War Raiders because Aleister Black has already put the writing on the wall that he's done in it.
He's already said his goodbyes in the ring. Yeah. So War Raiders. This is
going
to be a hell of a match, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I
guess being married to Selena Vega makes you write stupid stuff on Instagram.
I guess so, right?
So
I mean, I would too. I would too. Full of baby batter, you know.
Yes.
I wouldn't be full of anything.
We're just saying she's a very attractive woman. That's all.
She does a great Mortal Kombat.
And she's really into cosplay. It's really cool. Yeah.
Pete Dunne versus Walter. Pete Dunne streak's ending, right?
I can't wait to watch this match. And then hear the crowd in the back just be like, "We love Walter.
Yeah.
We love Dunne. We want both to win."
Yeah, basically. Dunne's streak's coming to an end, right?
Nope.
You don't think so?
Dunne's gonna win.
You think Dunne's gonna beat Walter?
This match ends in a no contest because it's gonna be.
You want to further this feud,
by
right?
the coffees or whatever. I don't know.
You want to further this feud somehow?
Oh,
right?
definitely. And it'd be better if it's longer. But I think Dunne's gonna walk away with the belt. But I do believe it's gonna be by a no contest. Somebody comes in and it interferes. So I wouldn't be mad. And I would rather get major UK title defenses.
Mm-hmm.
UK, and I get it because this is WrestleMania weekend, but I'd rather get those title defenses. They mean more to me when I'm watching a UK pay-per-view.
UK takeover.
Yeah.
I would rather the title change hands at a UK takeover.
Yeah, I want to give them that. This is their belt. Give them that.
I agree.
Don't let it happen at an American event.
I'll go with you. I'm gonna pick Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
So I mean I think that's the main thing too. Is I don't want to see the title change hands at an American pay-per-view.
I for sure I think there's a no contest and they get attacked. They team up. They have a tag team match, and they fight. It's going to be somebody like the Coffees or somebody.
Speaking of takeovers, did you see that they announced a San Jose standalone takeover?
Oh, good.
That it's in. I can't remember what month it's going to be in, but it's a standalone NXT. It's not tied to a WWE event at all. It's NXT San Jose, and it's something soon. I wanted to say it was June or something, and it's not tied to any WWE pay-per-view. I'll look it up real quick while you were talking about your theory with the Coffees.
So I just think what's it Wolfgang and somebody else, the Mark and Joe.
Yeah.
That faction that they're all part of. They'll interfere in that match and take them both out and stand tall. And I would not be surprised even if that match opens up tonight. So
yeah, I agree. Gargano versus Adam Cole in the 2 out of 3 falls match. I think it's time for Adam Cole. I think with Gargano kind of showing up on the main roster here and there, I think putting the belt on Cole right now makes a lot of sense, especially when you don't have titles. It was a little too on the nose.
I think they kind of foretold. If you looked at YouTube today and you saw the new theme for the next season, the updated season of NXT, they updated the theme song, which is gonna be Slipknot.
And what song?
All is over or something like that.
Really?
All is ruined. It's such a good video. You need to watch it.
Oh, I will when
because
we're
it's
done
like
here.
a big like NXT hype video. But in part of it, like it's Cole. It's all of Undisputed Era, and he's just saying like NXT is undisputed. So it's like I just think like that's just total foreshadowing that Adam Cole's gonna win this belt.
Yeah, I think he needs to.
They're gonna
right?
go that title. They're gonna go that storyline where NXT is run by Undisputed for like half a year.
I'm okay.
I
with
would
that.
love that. Yeah.
I am 100% okay with that, especially if you get a title on.
And they should even like somehow figure a way to like incorporate some of the women.
Yeah,
Like,
get someone else.
love
Whatever
to see-
happened to Tayanara Conti?
That was just them messing with.
It was a one-off kind of thing.
So.
I would have been okay with her. If you were to put a woman,
And who was that
in-
against? I don't even remember.
I don't even remember either. If you were to put a woman in Undisputed Era, who would it be?
I'll pull up the NXT women's roster. I'll do that right now. I have my laptop open. NXT.
Matt's typing NXT women's roster. So this match is happening while you're pulling it up. I'll explain. This match is happening because it was originally supposed to be Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa, and Tommaso Ciampa had a neck injury that had to immediately be operated on, so he had to relinquish that title. So now we're getting Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole in order to determine their new champion.
Yeah.
Would you like to see? And I thought about this the other day.
There is Aaliyah, Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Deonna Purrazzo, Io Shirai, Jessamine Duke, Kairi Sane, Marina Shafir, can't even say her last name, Mia Yim, Shayna Baszler, Taynara Conti, Vanessa Bourne, and Zia Lee. And I would easily put Deonna Purrazzo in Undisputed.
You know who I would put? Candice LeRae.
Oh, that is a nice turn.
Just because I think it would be a good turn for her to be heel against, like turn on Johnny for some reason or something.
But I see Deonna.
I think Deonna Purrazzo is a good
she's
one.
a great
I
fit.
still think Taynara Conti would be really cool too. Just to have like this big
They
badass
just don't feature
striker.
her enough.
They
I
don't.
would
They don't
love
feature a
for
lot
her
of their
to,
women enough.
Yeah.
I think NXT at some point needs to go to like an hour and a half or 2 hours, just because there's a lot of talent that doesn't.
They did one show. I think it was like 3 women's matches and like one men's match. And
well, it's not even.
But
that.
I think
There's
it's been
a
a while.
There's a lot of men on that roster that don't get featured either.
yeah, the list goes on, man. Like there's like factions in there that you don't ever see. So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how many times do you see Forgotten Sons?
Yeah, I was looking at their names right there, the Forgotten Sons. Like, you hardly ever see them.
Yep, exactly. So Velveteen Dream versus Matt Riddle for the North American Championship. This is a hard one to call, I think, because I don't think it's time to take this title off of Velveteen Dream.
Have you seen their back and forth like on Twitter? It's hilarious.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think it's time to take this title off of Velveteen, but also how do you
make Riddle lose?
Not put Riddle over, especially to Velveteen? I think Velveteen retains with some sort of shenanigans. Like it's not a clean win.
Yeah, and they have Velveteen being like the major face right now, so it'd be interesting because it's like it's weird when they have like 2 major faces going. Yeah. So
Velveteen is one of those like quasi faces.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. Yeah,
he's a face because the fans love his character.
Yeah,
but he doesn't necessarily play by face rules.
I just love this, like when he's backstage, does the snaps and like everything turns purple. So good.
I love Velveteen Dream. He's such a great character.
The production value on NXT is so good.
It is
like,
so good.
They don't do too much. They don't do too little. They do just the right amount.
Yeah, it's very well done.
It's like you go like take Aleister Black's like entrance in NXT, compare it to his main roster entrance, and it just does not feel the same.
No, it doesn't.
And then they did this stupid thing this week on Raw where they added like creaking to him rising.
Oh God, I know.
And it's just like so like you could already see the board in NXT. You can never see the board that he was laying.
Yeah,
on.
you just see him come up with all the smoke and it
really
being dark.
How much harder is it just to put more fog?
Yeah,
it's not. And lower the lights where you don't see the.
Well,
crowd.
that being said, I feel like
everything should be black.
It's an entrance made for a smaller arena, I think.
Well, you don't even have to have.
Well, no, not even that being said, because they've ran it in the Barclays.
Look at Ricochet when he comes out, everything's turned off, and you just have that spotlight, and it goes one and only, and it still looks good.
But we do that for Elias.
Yeah.
When he's in the middle of the ring,
so
why can't we do that for Ricochet?
Black out the entire arena.
Because
Vince are black.
Vince is pulling the trigger. He wants to do. Yeah.
He's already done it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've gone on with
if Triple H was orchestrating that entrance, it would be what you want.
You know what this needs? It needs creaking.
It needs creaking. It needs to sound like my bones in the morning. God damn, he's so vascular.
Vince, that's a great idea, Vince. We need creaking on.
Whoa, do, Johnny. Get out of the way. Whoa, do. I'll tell you what we need, Vince. You need to put more creaking on it. Whoop, doop, doop. Whoop, doop. You need to do a Bad Street, man. You know what would be great is if Aleister Black came out of Bad Street,
What
man.
if that was a Bruce Pritchard idea?
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Like, put some creaking back
Actually,
there.
I don't think
No,
so.
Bruce Pritchard's smarter than that.
Yeah, he's smarter than that.
But yeah, so like it comes up and it's just like,
Oh, dude, Joe. Bad Street, Joe.
dope, dope.
Whoop, dope, dope. So we're both going Velveteen, you think?
Yeah.
I don't think it's time for him to lose that.
No, he's only had it for like a month.
Yeah.
So.
And then Shayna Baszler versus Io Shirai versus Bianca Belair versus Kairi Sane for the women's championship.
Can I just say my new wrestling women's crush is Io Shirai?
Oh, my God. I can't handle her and Kairi Sane as a tag team.
They're just too damn cute.
They are. My daughter loves Kairi Sane because of the Pirate
Princess like the world's
stuff.
cutest tag team was Joey Ryan and Candice LeRae.
No, it's Kairi Sane.
I think it's Kairi Sane and Io Shirai.
I love, and speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up. I love seeing Joey Ryan in videos now, and everyone going, "The blonde girl's not coming back," and they're just giving him shit over it.
Yeah, everybody's upset about it.
How have we not mentioned that at WrestleCon this week, Joey Ryan is charging people $30 to touch his dick?
Yeah. No, he clarified and he goes, I can't believe I have to explain myself. You're not actually touching it. You're just kind of like putting your hand around it.
But he's still making a killing.
You pay the same for a normal photo op no matter what. So it's like, come on.
You know he's making a killing, right?
Oh, easily.
You would pay the $30 for that photo, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course I would.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, 100%. I would pay the $30.
That's just like he's just saying $30 for a photo op. Like,
I would take the front bump and the flip and have you take a burst so that way you got me flipping over.
Yes, totally.
Who are you picking?
I'm going with. I think Baszler retains.
I
don't think.
If anyone was to shock out of those four women,
calling me
who
right
would it
now.
be?
Io Shirai.
I think Bianca Belair would be the one to shock.
You think so?
Yeah, but I think Baszler retains as well. So that's our NXT.
Should I answer Joe? Should I answer Joe right now?
Yeah, you should.
Let's see. Hey, what's up? Oh, I just lost him.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
If he calls back.
He was driving. I could tell he was driving.
Yeah, I could hear like a turn signal.
Yeah. You missed your chance to be on the podcast, Joe.
Yeah, fuck Joe. Was he not on once before?
Yeah.
Because, that's when you guys showed up and my fucking front door was unlocked.
Yeah, I set off your alarm.
All right, so WWE.
Oh, my God.
16 matches listed.
Oh, my God. Look at that match list.
Are you ready for a marathon on Sunday?
One just got announced today.
Yep, so the one that got announced today is the Revival versus Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder.
Look how weird that is. Like, so, like, the way it's structured, like, that's what I don't get about Wikipedia sometimes. Like, we're looking at this and it's starting, like, the other way the shows were structured.
This one's a pre-show.
Yeah,
so it's so dumb sometimes.
It's all over the place. But I think that's the way they got announced. So
probably the Revival versus Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, the Usos versus Ricochet and Aleister Black versus The Bar versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev in a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. WrestleMania Women's Battle Royale, Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston. The Boston Hug Connection versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya. The Iconics versus Nia Jax and Tamina. Roman versus Drew McIntyre. Bobby Lashley versus Finn Balor for the IC title. Excuse me. Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. Did this match actually... Is this one going to happen?
Yeah.
Okay, because I read earlier in the week that Rey Mysterio had a ankle injury. Yeah. So Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. Andre the Giant Battle Royale. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton for in a singles match. Shane McMahon versus The Miz in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. Triple H versus Batista in a No Holds Barred match. And if Triple H loses, he must retire. Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese, which is like this is what you were pointing out. Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese for the Cruiserweight is a pre-show match. Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Universal Championship. And last but not least, headlining WrestleMania for the first time ever, women in the Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch in a winner-takes-all triple threat match for the women's Raw Women's and the SmackDown Women's.
The Ronda Rousey is her own entity now.
Jesus Christ, I am out of breath from running down those matches.
A lot of matches.
I guess we'll start here and then bounce down.
Up, go and then like on the right.
Go
on the go like to the top, very top. And then
Jesus
maybe
Christ.
I won't have you do that. Never mind.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna go to last year's WrestleMania where it says WrestleMania 34. On the right, underneath the poster. Okay, like keep going down. And I was going to just say, click on WrestleMania 34 and see how many matches there was last year. So we have 16 announced.
14.
Wow, okay.
Last year.
Interesting.
So we're not far off. And you got to think the shitty thing is a couple of these are probably going to be
2-minute matches,
super
3-minute
quick
matches.
Yeah. So let's start with the Cruiserweight Championship. Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese.
Yeah.
You think it's time for Buddy Murphy to lose this title?
Look at that.
Look at that old ass picture of Tony Nese.
Anthony Nese is an American professional wrestler, currently signed to WWE, where he performs on the Cruiserweight exclusive 205 Live brand. Buddy Murphy defends
looks like a vampire
and retains his championship.
I'm gonna go Tony Nese.
He looks like a rejected member of the Brood.
I think
picture.
so too. And it just cuts off Burning Murphy's head. Yeah. I'm gonna go Tony Nese on this one. I think.
Yeah. Go ahead,
I think we both know who we're picking right here. The Revival versus Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. I think Hawkins and Ryder win this one. Yeah. They're New York boys. You're in New York. You want them to have that WrestleMania moment.
If Zack Ryder has a WrestleMania match, I pick Zack Ryder.
Yes. But also, I think it's a good moment to have Kurt Hawkins get his first win at WrestleMania.
And it's still a tag team, so he still has a single losing streak.
Yeah.
And thank you again.
Well, he has a tag team losing streak.
Kurt Hawkins figure.
Action figure? It's good shit. Oh, you're taking home a couple wrestling buddies while you're here today, too.
Oh, awesome.
One of which is Zack Ryder.
Oh, cool.
So
great.
Yeah, my kids outgrew them, and you got a child that I think would love them.
He's going to start hitting them with RKOs.
Hell yeah. Let me get this out of the way because there's two of these on this card. I hate the Fatal 4-Way tag team matches.
There's way too many people.
I think so. And we have two of them.
Yeah.
So we have the Usos versus Ricochet and Aleister Black versus The Bar versus Nakamura and Rusev. No offense to Nakamura and Rusev, but one of these things is not like the other, and one of these things doesn't belong, and it's Nakamura and Rusev.
First of all, this is the tag team of guys who could care less.
Yeah.
Right? And I can't blame them because they've both gotten Raw end of deals.
Yeah, neither one of them want to be there.
Yeah. So. And
neither one of them have been featured on anything.
Do you think maybe this is both? Like the Syndos or Nakamura and Rusev?
I would hope.
I don't think I bet you like they're not resigning. Like
I also read that Nakamura is most likely he may resign for one reason and one reason only, that he's writing out his time because he moved his family to Florida.
Oh, that's true.
And his family loves being in Florida.
Yeah.
They actually love being there. They like the atmosphere, and he surfs a lot. So he just goes out and surfs on the beaches. But he's most likely not going back to Japan. If that's the case, you may end up seeing him somewhere else. I think Ring of Honor would be the best fit for him. A new AEW would be cool, but if he left WWE, I think it makes more sense for him to do Ring of Honor, don't you?
I think. Well, you don't think it makes more sense to do AEW? Like I feel like that. Like if he got signed there, like you probably take a definite pay cut, but
I think
he could probably still
maybe not though.
Yeah, he could probably still live like a pretty good, comfortable life and not have to move his family.
Possibly, especially being based out of Florida too. I guess it makes sense.
I don't think Shinsuke would go back to Japan. I think he would probably go to either Ring of Honor or.
That's why I thought Ring of Honor made sense because he could wrestle New Japan guys without having to be a part of New Japan.
Yeah. I think he's adapted to the American style and he can work those matches. I just think like. He's just been a victim. Him and Rusev have been just victims of poor
creative,
yeah.
Bad. I'm going with. You think? Who are you going with?
I'm going with Usos defending.
Usos defending. Yeah. I'd like to see Ricochet and Aleister Black win, but I'd also like to see them split up as a tag team.
I don't want to see Ricochet and Aleister Black as a tag team.
Yeah,
they're not a tag team. They should be single stars.
I'm gonna go with The Bar,
and they're doing them with disservice, like forcing them in this tag team.
Yeah.
I'd rather see like these guys have straight up single matches.
Well, I think so
they'd be really good in them.
And hopefully this is just something to get them through Mania.
And maybe they just split. Maybe one goes to Raw, one goes to SmackDown. But
again, I hope this is just something to get them through Mania, so that
Ricochet's
way
going to Raw and Black's going to SmackDown. So
yeah,
calling it now.
I'm going with The Bar. Do we want to even look at the Women's Battle Royal?
They did lose the titles last year, right? They lost The Bar lost them last year at WrestleMania.
Do we want to see?
No, I don't want to. I guess, yeah.
Who wins the win?
Oh, Asuka. No, I don't need to look at it. Asuka wins.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for her to win.
They've screwed her over all this time. She's going to win.
Yeah, maybe she should learn some English.
Jeez.
Salsa.
Gosh, I feel bad for Asuka.
I do too. Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston. I think this is higher up on the card.
It's going to be higher up, yeah.
This match, and I think the Brock Lesnar-Seth Rollins match depend on each other for your outcome. And one of these two depending on your outcomes, is going to be what goes before the women's match. Because I think you want to bring that crowd down, creative, to build them up during the women's match. Like, you want a downer before that women's match.
I bet you.
So what's a bigger downer? Brock Lesnar winning
or Daniel
Bryan winning?
I bet you Brock and Seth open the show.
Open, you think?
Yeah.
That'd be a bold move. I think it would be cool.
I guarantee you they open the show.
You think Kofi wins this?
No.
Your heart's not going to take it if he loses.
My heart's going to break, but he's not going to win it.
If he loses?
I'm happy.
Or if he wins, what are you going to do?
Oh, God. I feel, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to have a change of pants close by.
And his heart grew 3 times the size that day. So did his boner.
Yeah. I would love for Kofi to win it, but I don't think Kofi's going to win it at Mania.
So here's the thing.
I would love for him to win it. But if I'm playing, my heart says Kofi, but my brain says Daniel Bryan. And it's only because, like, Daniel Bryan's only had that new title belt for like a month and a half.
I don't want to see
that
go away.
And it's like, why make that go away so soon? Like, you brought it. It's hilarious. Kofi loses.
The hemp and wooden title and Earthstones.
The storyline progresses and it gets higher and higher up. And I think they main event SummerSlam.
What? No,
and that's what happens.
I don't think so. Who? Oh, the two of them main event SummerSlam? Maybe. I feel this match is the beginning of the end of the New Day.
I don't see everybody. I'm seeing a lot of people say that, but
your story could go 2 ways, and it writes itself.
I don't see New Day ever ending.
And it may not be ending, but there could be some dissension in the New Day after this match. What works better for dissension in the New Day? If Kofi loses, and Woods and E come up forward and say, "Look, man, like we busted our asses to put you in the spot, and you didn't win." Or is it better if Kofi wins and they resent him because they're the ones who put him there?
I see where you're going, but no, I don't.
I'm just saying, if they go, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but if they go that route, which would be better in your opinion? The resentment?
I guess resentment.
Either way, there's resentment.
Yeah, I think resentment with him winning.
It paints a better story.
I think if he loses,
you think this goes to SummerSlam and Kofi wins it at SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Okay, I could get on that train.
There's nothing wrong with the faction being in charge of. Like they used to do it all the time. They need to go back to like some of their old school like ways of thinking a little bit.
I'm gonna go against you, and I'm gonna pick Kofi to win this match. I know he's probably not, but I'm going with my heart. The Boston Hug Connection, another 4-way tag match that I can't get behind these matches. It's just there's too much going on. Boston Hug Connection versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya versus the Iconics versus Nia and Tamina.
You know, up until a while ago when you brought up the fact that NXT has a standalone show in San Jose, I was gonna actually have the Iconics pick to win, but I'm betting on Bayley and Sasha winning this and them defending those titles at that NXT Takeover event
against an NXT tag team
NXT
against Io Shirai and Kairi Sane.
Maybe
possibly. I'd like to see Beth Phoenix and Natalya win this because I think it'd be cool for Beth Phoenix to hold that title. But I am going to go with Bayley and Sasha as well.
Okay.
Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. I am going with Drew.
Good for you.
You going with Roman?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Roman's going to come out to that, like, and it may be depending because it's like that crazy crowd, but
I think he has to win, though, right?
Like he's going to win because, like, they've made Drew look really great. Like, he's been beating the crap out of him, like, backstage.
Yeah.
And it's building up, like, that sorrow factor, like, that you're feeling for Roman. Like, oh, man. He hasn't had a legit match back.
He's punching him in the cancer.
He's punching him right in the cancer. And, jeez. Oh, my God. That broke me.
That's so terrible.
Gosh.
I get it. I just want Drew to
I
win.
think Roman's going to win. It's a blood cancer. So anywhere you punch him, if he has leukemia, you're punching him right in the cancer.
Exactly.
That's not fair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley versus the Demon, Finn Balor. I think it's a good moment for Balor to win this at Mania.
I wish they would have teased the Demon a little bit better.
I wish they wouldn't have teased it at all.
They shouldn't have shown him his face. What they should have done, oh my God. And he made the sound. He's like,
noise.
You know that was a Vince. That was a Vince idea. He never did that.
What I need you to do. I need you to.
Yeah, Vince, that's a great idea, Vince. Oh, Vince. Vince McMahon. What if the demon sticks his tongue out? What if we put Finn Balor versus the Kiss Demon? What if we did that, huh?
Oh God, no, please. So Finn, I got Finn. Oh my God, did you see the new elites that they're coming out with? Like,
No.
so like, Mattel had their like since it's WrestleMania weekend, they like did a bunch of like
they show them off at Access and stuff.
And there was a lot that were still like really in pre-molds. Like still had, like the blue mold for the figure, and they're coming out with a new Finn in white. That's an elite. And they got a Mustafa or Ali now.
Oh God, I need an Ali figure.
And it has the mask. And I just hope there's some maybe they could do it. And
where
they
it lights
didn't.
up somehow?
Yeah, where somehow it lights up. There's a Tommaso Ciampa, like totally updated. Looks great. And the only bad thing is I didn't see the face because it cut off the face on the post.
We need to look at these when this is
But
over.
they showed like his pants, like, and it has his camo pants. Yeah, like that with the crutch.
Some of the newer ones are really good.
Yeah, yeah. And so
I'm in
it
that
has,
phase where they're like
and
pushing
even
out the older ones.
the John Cena face mold with his newer hair. Looks really
my
good.
God.
Yeah, like I was like, whoa, that looks insane.
Okay, we need to look at them when this is
definitely.
over. When I look for figures, I won't even pick one up to look at it unless it has the FX Face Technology sticker on it.
Yes, yeah.
Because those look
Those ones are
really
so good now. Yeah, I don't like the changeover that they did. Like, yeah, it was really good. The like, and they showed the Liv Morgan one.
Liv Morgan one's really
Ruby
good.
Riot's
She's
getting
sticking her tongue out and it's a different color, right?
Yeah, yeah. And Ruby Riot's getting a new basic, and even the basic looks really good.
Really?
Yeah, I was like really surprised. So like sometimes those basics come out pretty decent.
Yeah.
So
Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. Joe. Yeah.
Joe.
I hope Joe beats the shit out of Rey's son.
I hope when
like somehow
stop me in my tracks again.
I hope he chokes out. What's the kid's name again?
Ray Jr. I don't know. Dominic.
I hope he chokes out Dominic.
Anybody with the name Dominic should be choked out.
You have a friend named Dominic?
It's a horrible name.
I hope he chokes
Just
that
kidding.
little. Or
Just
that big,
kidding.
I was gonna say little. That big son of a bitch out.
All our fan names are Dominic. What if like Dominic gets in the ring and he's like the same size as Samoa Joe?
Of course he is.
They've never been. Have they been in the same place?
I don't
together?
know, but he fucking towers Ray.
He's a big kid. Yeah.
Like, there's no way it might have been Eddie's kid. I don't know.
You think like when Ray tried
Big
to like. When was the point, like, when Ray tried to, like, scold Dominic, like, try to, like, put him...
Just
Let's it up, Dominic, go to your room and, like, Dad, I'm going to German suplex you through this wall if you don't leave me alone.
Shut up, Dad. I'm 7 already.
You can't even bend your knees, Dad.
Ow. Oh, God.
When's the last time your knees bent at a 90-degree angle?
Damn.
Yeah. Tell me that.
I'm going with Joe. And I do. Like, I want somehow for Dominic to get involved.
This is a good match.
And I want to see Joe, just being the heel that Joe is, beat the shit out of this kid.
Because we're supposed to get Mysterio and Andrade, right? Andrade still, and that didn't happen at SmackDown, so we're getting this match. But yeah,
I'm okay with this match. I think it's a good match.
Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Colin Jost wins
this. I'm not even joking. He's gonna win this match.
Just the seriousness in your face.
He's winning this match.
Do we want to run through the people who are in this match?
Yeah, go for it.
No,
and everybody's like, who's Colin Jost?
Mind.
Colin Jost is from Saturday Night Live.
Michael Che wins this match.
Colin Jost.
Do you think Colin Jost wins this match?
This is what happens.
You're going to get these hands, Colin Jost. Listen here. I think your brother from Impractical Jokers is funnier than you.
But at least you're dating Scarlett Johansson.
Is he?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And so this is what happens. Che gets eliminated. He's standing on the outside.
Shit talking Braun or something?
Yeah, and he gets Braun. He grabs Braun's arm and he's like hanging on Braun, and like somehow Jost like grabs Braun's legs because Jost isn't a small guy.
Yeah. He's
actually kind of a big dude. Like he's gonna pick up Braun's legs and like throw him over. That's how that match ends.
Or you think a wrestler interferes to help out Colin Jost?
Oh yeah, any of the guys
and then
that
it sets
Braun,
up some sort of feud with
any
Braun
of the guys that
forward.
Braun has pissed off in the last 3 months. Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin,
an insurance agent from
who's the other,
Colin Jost Insurance
even
Company
Drew McIntyre
for
yes.
tearing up that car.
Yeah, I'd be down with that. It'd be okay. Be a new character.
Someone had a really good idea before Kofi got into this that someone should have. I think it was Bully Ray actually. I listened to saying this that they should have made Kofi go through the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Say, look, Kofi, if you can win the Battle Royal, I'll put you in the match.
Oh, yeah.
And then have it come down to just being Braun and Kofi.
And then the person who actually wins the Battle Royal actually gets something out of it?
Yeah,
that
for
makes sense. Yeah.
And have it come down to Braun and Kofi. And then have Braun shake his hand and eliminate himself.
Are they actually giving trophies out this year?
Probably. I don't know. They always just keep that trophy and etch someone's name on the side of it. Who knows if you actually keep it.
Switch out the little nameplate.
I hope that they change the women's trophy so it doesn't look like a giant fucking ovary.
Yeah.
Remember, it looked like the women's. It looked like
it
fallopian tubes.
No,
it
was. Yeah,
it was so stupid. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. This match could be a show stealer. As weird as it sounds.
Randy Orton, man.
You want Randy Orton to win this match?
I love this feud.
I love this feud too.
Smart. Yeah, like their digs at each other is so good.
I know.
And AJ making fun of like Randy going MIA and like failing drug tests. I'm like, ooh, I like this.
What was it? Who was? Oh, because they were talking. Randy Orton commented on Kofi Kingston getting in the match, and his first words on the comment. No, well he put like hashtag stupid. But his first words in the Instagram comment were "this fucking guy."
Yeah, he's pretty funny on social media.
He is, man.
Yeah, I still don't like him. But I'm going with Randy.
I'm going Randy. I like this feud.
Randy?
I think it makes more sense for Randy to win. Shane McMahon versus The Miz.
I'm going with Randy Orton.
In a false count anywhere.
Oh, you know what? I'm going back to the Andre the Memorial Battle Royal.
Yeah.
This just popped into my head for some reason. And so Michael Chase pulling on Braun, right? And then Jost is like trying to put his leg over. And then out of nowhere comes Nicholas from the crowd, and we're all thinking he's going to make the save, but he turns on Braun and eliminates him.
Son of a bitch.
That's
WrestleMania. They just did a piece on
he's
Nicholas,
He's going to be there.
Yeah.
He's John Cone's son.
They just did a piece on that kid on WWE.com.
And I'm glad that Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins were both saying, like, this kid was robbed of getting a figure. Make a figure of this kid. He's
they need a Nicholas figure.
Yeah.
I would buy a Nicholas figure. That is one,
figure. A lot of people like say, oh, it was so stupid that he won the tag team championships. But that's very memorable. Imagine being a kid that was watching WrestleMania last year, the same age as that kid, and be like, holy crap. That kid's probably 11 years old. I'm 11 years old. I could be a WWE Tag Team Champion. That's bananas.
You know what they should do? They should make a Connor figure. Connor the Crusher.
Yeah,
they should have all proceeds for selling that figure go to Connor's cure. I'd buy that figure.
Yeah.
I'd buy the Nicholas one though for sure.
The Nicholas one would be hilarious.
Did you see the piece that WWE did on him?
No.
They were showing the aftermath of him. He has his own title that he took home with him.
I'm glad.
And his mom was talking about. She's like, I reached out to the teacher the day after Mania when he came back home, and I made sure it was okay for him to take the title to school. So his first day back at school, he took the title.
That is awesome.
It's like that is super cool. And they showed him. He's like, I'm training for my WrestleMania return. And there was a Power Wheels outside, and he's flipping over the Power Wheels like Braun Strowman. It's good shit, dude.
That's good.
Shane versus The Miz.
He's a good kid.
This is a match that's going to be a great match that I could give a shit less about.
I'm going for it's Shane McMahon versus Stone Cold Mike Mizanin.
What is Shane going to jump off of in this match?
Mrs. Dad. He's gonna lay Mrs. Dad out on the rope, right? And so he's gonna lay him so you know how Shane does the coast to coast.
Why does Mrs. Dad look like SpongeBob's dad?
Shane's gonna
the fucking mustache.
Oh God! That's great. What's great about that is you can immediately picture it.
He looks like
a giant oaf.
Mrs. Dad looks like if Richard Branson fucked Sam Elliott.
Mrs. Dad hasn't smiled since the day before.
The real world.
No, Mrs. Dad hasn't smiled since the day before he found out his wife was pregnant with the Miz.
Fuck.
That's why he never told his son he loved him. He ruined his life. I'm stuck here in Cleveland?
And you don't love me?
And you don't love me? You're going to go in the real world?
Fuck you, Dad. I'm going to be somebody on the real world.
What's a Real World Road Rules Challenge? How many of these have you been on?
All of them.
How are you paying off my mortgage?
All of them. By acting, you know how I'm paying off your mortgage? By acting like an asshole on MTV.
Credit. And I didn't
realize. You know what though? I will give Miz credit. He didn't put his finger in the peanut butter.
No. I'm a big fan of The Miz.
I am too.
He's great, and I think everything he's done has been if anything, has definitely helped. Like, yeah, at first we all hated him a little bit because it's like, you know, you're
here because
of the real world. That definitely helped him, but he took the effort into like actually going to wrestling school, learning how to do it, busting his ass in FCW. You know, he worked his way up. You know, WWE wouldn't have.
I will give him this though, and I don't know how he does it. Yeah. Nobody else in this company has been at the highest of highs to the lowest of lows and come back to the highest of highs. Like, this guy takes like the worst that happens to him. Every time they bust him down to like nothing creative, he finds a way to come back.
Makes the most of it, yeah.
And he's great, man. Like, he's so underrated. I don't like him being a face right now.
Yeah.
I think he is the best heel on
He's
that roster.
He's the best heel, yeah. He should go back to being a heel.
Shane's a decent heel, but I think
I think they're giving him like they're going to give him like, you know, a good WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
I think Shane wins. And like going back to what I was going to say, Shane's going to lay Miz's his dad's lifeless body
jump
across
off of his liver spots.
Yeah, he's going to lay his lifeless body across the ring ropes and use that to catapult for a coast to coast.
I'm okay with that.
And that's how Shane wins.
I hope to God somebody has a sign with SpongeBob's dad
Shane
right
won
next to Shane's
last year. Huh? He won last year at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I think he did.
Yeah, because he teamed with Daniel Bryan.
You want me to look?
He won.
Yeah, he did. He did team with Daniel Bryan.
Never mind. Right. Shane's losing.
Yeah, Shane's losing.
AJ Styles.
I want the Miz.
The Miz is gonna win.
I'm picking the Miz.
That spot still happens, but Miz moves out of the way.
Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin in Kurt Angle's farewell match.
So Kurt Angle goes to the ring, and so he's standing in the ring first.
Baron Corbin. Don't you fucking say
Baron Corbin's music hits.
And then John Cena's music hits.
John Cena gives him the attitude adjustment on the entrance
on the stage
and goes down. Yes,
abso-fucking-lutely.
Because where's John Cena in this?
Yeah. Okay, so the two matches, if Rey Mysterio is healthy, great.
Yes.
If he's not healthy, you put him against Samoa Joe. So I think that's a great match. Yeah. But that being said, you can make that match next year and be fine. I think Kurt Angle versus...
Nobody wants Corbin versus Angle.
It's one of two people that need to fill this spot. It's either The Undertaker or it's John Cena. Yeah. I think your better matches with Cena. But I think you're right that Corbin gets there. Something
happens to Corbin, right?
Corbin doesn't need a match at WrestleMania. He just needs to have an appearance at WrestleMania. Yeah. That's fine. Just being there is enough for him. He furthers that story.
He already has the heat. He doesn't have to be in the match. Yeah.
I hope to God we're right. And if that's the case, Cena wins. Kurt has to lose this match, and it makes better sense for Cena to put or for him to put Cena over than to put Corbin
and then
over.
Cena wins. They hug in the middle of the ring. And they share a nice kiss, and it goes to a promo for Triple H versus Batista.
Triple H versus Batista in a no holds barred match.
And if Triple H loses, he must retire from in-ring competition.
Answer me a question.
Yes.
What fucking holes are ever barred?
Holes or holds?
Holds. When do we ever have a match? Like, I get in the old school.
Chokeholds are barred.
Kayfabe. No, they're not.
Yeah, they are, because you get 5 seconds to break them. Technically, they're barred.
Right. I guess you're right.
You can't do like a crotch hold. You know what I mean?
If it's a Joey Ryan match.
Yeah, enjoy your Ryan.
I would just rather this be called like
you can't
a false count anywhere or a hardcore or no DQ
by the way,
match.
And by the way, Shane. Oh my God, Jeremy.
What?
False count anywhere with Shane and the Miz. Shane's jumping off the stage.
You think?
Yes. Shane is jumping off the stage.
Yeah, he's jumping off something stupid.
What?
Something fucking ridiculous. A fucking helicopter comes into MetLife Stadium. He grabs a rope and jumps off
Shane
of that.
is jumping off somewhere that stage.
Yeah, it's false count anywhere. There's a reason it's false count anywhere.
I don't know what the stage looks like. Usually by this time we've seen a little bit of a preview of what the stage does look like. Oh my God.
We'll probably see it tomorrow or Saturday.
I'm going to be like, yeah, because they'll probably show a preview, right? They show a preview of what it looks like usually the Friday. And we'll examine it, and then tomorrow or when you're listening to this podcast, we're gonna say this is what Shane's jumping off of.
There's video,
but I think it's just aerials so far. That is fake. That's from WWE. That's from the video game.
2K. Yeah. It's just aerial.
Yeah,
and you can't see anything from the aerials.
Aerials.
All you can see is the lighting rigs above the ring. So here's my question, and I wanted to call, and I should call in tomorrow to bust it open and ask Bully Ray this question, but it's supposed to be kind of cold in New York. Do you think there's anything? Is it just the lights? Do you think it's supposed to be into the 50s with possibly rain? But you got to remember, this is all at night.
64 and cloudy on Sunday.
And they're supposed to have rain by the end of the day, possibly.
Monday, it's forecasted for rain.
Okay, so
precipitation, 90%. 10% chance of precipitation.
But your high is
Sunday.
60, and you got to think your high is going to hit around 2 or 3 o'clock. So in the main events, like, how cold is it going to be in that stadium?
So
at least it's not ice.
It says 50s by 11 p.m. their time.
But what I wonder is, in that situation where it's cold outside, like, is your adrenaline keeping you warm?
Yeah.
Or are all the stage lights keeping you warm, you would think?
Your adrenaline and your and the lights are definitely keeping you warm.
Speaking of adrenaline, Bully Ray also said today that he doesn't remember.
Continue to do outdoor stadiums.
I know, because you could fill more, I guess, but do a dome, man. Yeah. Bully Ray said today that he doesn't remember TLC 1.
Oh yeah,
and he doesn't remember.
I saw that. Yeah,
and it wasn't for concussions. He was talking about the adrenaline spike. Yeah. Like, he's like, you get that adrenaline spike when you come through the curtain. And then sometimes once that adrenaline spike hits, you don't remember what happened in the ring because you go into this blackout mode with adrenaline. And he's like, I have major matches in my life that I don't remember because of that. That's crazy. And, of course, I know what you're alluding to is that match with Jericho that he blacked out and they had to tell him again that his mom had passed away.
Yeah, over and over.
Because he was not so silly. He kept asking.
And then eventually he just started lying to him, right? And said, like, she's on the way, she's on the way.
Yeah. So Kurt Angle's not winning. We're agreeing on that.
Batista's winning.
It's not going to be Batista. I don't think so.
Batista's winning.
You
Triple
think?
H, yeah, Triple H is going to retire from in-ring.
There
has to be one last match for Triple H. And
I don't think it's time yet, though, for that one last match. He's a guy who's still in phenomenal shape, and if you could roll him out for WrestleMania here and there. Nah. I've heard this is not Batista's. And the only thing that makes me want to pick Batista, and the only reason I would go with him, is because I've heard that he's not done. Like, he's going to have a run after this. So David Michael Bautista Jr. I'm going to go Triple H.
Okay.
We already went through that one. Yeah. Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins.
You know what? I know I picked Daniel Bryan to win, but so is Brock.
Yeah. I don't think Seth wins this one.
Yeah.
I think it's time for Brock to lose, but I don't think Seth is
He's losing on Raw the next night.
I really don't think Seth is the guy to take the title off of him.
Especially
and it's no knock against Seth. It's just they haven't built him up to a point where he is the guy.
He hasn't been established as the Brock killer.
And maybe that's how it surprises us.
It's like, he left Brock laying in the ring, but that was after 2 low blows, and you can't low blow him.
That's the thing. And that's what gets me is because the build to this, you had Brock Lesnar F5 the piss out of Seth Rollins weeks ago. He gave him like 7 F5s.
Yeah.
At will. Like, Rollins put no fight up.
Oh, yeah.
And then now you have Rollins come back. And this is not a no DQ match in any way. And the only way the only way Rollins wins this is with a Paul Heyman turn.
Yeah.
And Paul Heyman turns on Brock to side with Rollins. That's the only way
But
Rollins
I don't
wins
see Rollins going heel right away.
But, I mean, stranger things have happened. But that's the only way I can see Rollins winning this. Yeah. That or some sort of interference with Roman.
Yeah.
Ref goes down, Roman helps him win or something.
Or Dean.
Yeah. You think Dean?
Yeah.
Dean's not on this card at all, is he?
I don't even think he's in the.
Is Dean staying or going?
He's going.
I think he's staying.
He's going.
I think they wouldn't draw attention.
They showed a new Seth Rollins Elite coming out, but it's not the Game of Thrones.
Get the fuck out of
here. It's another take. I think it's like the updated Shield vest. I like it. It looks good. I'm gonna get it. Yeah. I'll get that one.
With the blue
They're not going to come out with that Game of Thrones one for a while. I think they should.
If at all.
But yeah, that's a good one to make. Though.
I would even want a 2-pack.
Yeah.
I wanted to. Okay. What's the over-under on Rollins wearing Game of Thrones attire this week, considering that the final season of Game of Thrones is in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Under.
He's wearing Game of Thrones attire, right?
No, he's not.
You don't think so?
No.
You just have a friendly bet. $1.
$1? Okay.
You want a $1 bet?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So Game of Thrones or not Game of Thrones? That's just.
I'm saying Game of Thrones.
Okay,
he's wearing Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna go Brock too. I just don't see any way to pick Seth.
Yeah.
Again,
and I love Seth. I'm a huge Seth mark.
So am I.
We both are. So.
It's just the build doesn't say that, and maybe he wins because of that.
And you know what's done this? It's just the idea of us picking Brock to lose all these manias and him not losing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. Thanks a lot.
I'll be happy if you know what? I say that, but I don't know if I will be happy if Seth wins.
I'm just tired of Brock, man.
I am and I'm not. Like,
it does, at this point too, like it does elevate that it does elevate the IC championship a bit, like with Brock not being around. It does showcase it a little bit more, but at the same time too, like they kind of do a disservice to it, like to the way they kind of treat it as well.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel as special as it should.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
maybe if someone like Seth did hold like the Universal Championship, I just think that's we'll see.
We'll see.
But yeah.
Ronda versus Charlotte versus Becky.
So good. And then so Charlotte versus Becky, Charlotte versus Ronda was always the idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then WWE just didn't figure out.
Becky got over.
Like Becky, like they did not figure, and we didn't figure it either. Like it took that heel turn, quote unquote, like to like kind of spark this for us, and I love it. And so it's gone from like, and it was like we figured like Ronda versus Charlotte was going to happen at this Mania, and it kind of is, but then the Becky Lynch phenomenon happened, and now it's like we all kind of forgot like, oh, the original intention was supposed to be Ronda versus Charlotte. We can't be too bad about Charlotte being in this match.
No, not at all.
She's going to elevate this match because
this wouldn't be a main event without Ronda.
Yeah, exactly. And Ronda brings that main event name to it because she's main evented UFC events over and over. And Ronda Rousey is more of a household name than Charlotte Flair.
When you go to the Dish Network DirecTV, and you go to watch Raw, it's either Roman Reigns as the photo or Ronda Rousey as the photo for the episode.
And I give it to Ronda. She's been there. She's been at live events.
Worked her ass off.
Yeah. So I'm going with Becky Lynch.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm going with Ronda Rousey.
Cool.
I think Ronda Rousey makes the headline.
I love her April Fool's video.
God, I know
so funny,
she's a sax addict.
Yeah.
I love the stuff with Paul Heyman talking
I don't
about
like her promos. Like
I love her promos because it sounds natural.
Well, that's the problem with them is because they are natural.
Mm-hmm.
They do sound natural, but her natural is like talking like 100 words a minute.
I'm okay with that though.
And it's just like, no, slow down. You got to.
I'm okay with that because she doesn't sound polished. She sounds like just somebody. Sounds like she's talking shit about a UFC opponent, and I'm okay with that. But here's the thing, and this is why I pick Ronda. Ronda is your headline. Ronda wins, and it's all over every piece of media Monday morning. At Good Morning America, ESPN.
How many times are we going to run a Mania where the crowd is booing at the end?
I'm not done.
We can't keep doing that.
I'm not done.
Keep going.
Becky wins Monday night.
Nah.
I think you have a return match, and Becky takes the title Monday night.
I hate your idea.
I hate it too, but it's what makes logical. Trust me, if I was picking with my heart, I'd pick Becky. But I think Becky needs it. I think it's a huge pop if Becky wins it. I really want Becky to win, but I think WWE's point of view of doing things is Ronda wins, loses Monday night.
Brock won last year. Nobody was going to win last year due to that main event. The crowd hated that main event. Roman defeated The Undertaker the year before. Crowd hated that. That was 2 years ago. WrestleMania 32. Roman Reigns defeated Triple H to gain the WWE title. The crowd hated that. The Mania before that, WrestleMania 31, that's the one where Seth won. That was the only last time that the crowd was actually into a main event.
Here's how Becky wins.
Being excited about it.
Here's how Becky wins.
I think they're gonna break that tradition of people being pissed off with the main event.
Becky does not tap out Ronda. She taps out Charlotte.
Oh yeah, no.
Because it sets your feud for Becky Ronda for the summer.
Yeah, no, Becky. Like, yeah, I see Becky Lynch beating Charlotte on Sunday. I
want to pick Becky for that. Becky pins or submits Charlotte. Ronda does not take this fall at all.
Yeah. Or this is a good time for her to take that fall. She's gone undefeated this whole time, except for one tag team match.
Yeah, but I think it writes a better story for her to lose it because then the chase is so much hotter. There's so much more intensity on that chase because she never got beat.
Yeah.
So, and I think that story writes itself. I think they're going to protect Ronda, and I think Becky gets the. I lay out that scenario of Ronda winning because I see that's how WWE could write it. But if I was writing it, I would have Becky.
Ronda's been working us the whole
Charlotte.
time, like with her comments and everything.
Yeah.
Like she's just been working us the whole time. Like so, I think that I think she's actually going to be like she's in the good graces all backstage.
Mm-hmm.
That whole segment on Monday was fire. Like, it was so good. That was great.
It made some of the best memes.
Oh my god, that was
that
awesome.
waddle from Charlotte.
Yeah, it's a waddle from Charlotte.
So, and I forgot to bring up during the Kofi Kingston while we're talking about Kofi versus Daniel Bryan, he signed his contract for March 10th.
Yeah, the contract was out of date.
Do you think that's storyline at all?
No, that's something stupid.
You don't think it's storyline that they refer back
they
to
printed back. They printed on that day. That's like
and they put the date.
Yeah, they put the
they printed. It's fucking idiots. It's so
I guarantee you.
What do, boss?
What do?
What do?
What do? Here's that Word template, that Google Docs template I was using.
Hey man, I printed this.
Hey,
you
man.
wanted it for today's date, right, man?
You got that that WrestleMania PNG? I can insert as clip art. Do clip art.
You know the date's wrong on this. The date's wrong. I don't know. We have time to change it, boss.
Oh god damn it!
I'll put it out there.
How does word processing work again?
I don't even know how it works.
What's a computer?
Type some shit up and get it out there. God damn it!
What are they typing on?
Someone get me Conor McGregor.
An Apple II?
Do you hear the rumors that no one needs to be at ringside for this match, for the women's match, but there was rumors for a while that you could get who was it that have Travis Brown out there for Ronda, have Ric Flair out there for Charlotte, and get Conor involved for Becky. I wouldn't bring in Conor. I would bring in Austin if it was me.
I don't know.
I think at some point you have to have her cross point or paths with Austin. And if she wins Sunday night, I think you have Austin congratulate her Monday.
The only thing I see them doing is like a backstage thing and kind of just like looking at each other and just give each other the nod and be like, yeah. And then like that's
here's what I would do.
Yeah.
If she wins Sunday night.
Oh, no. And then backstage and he has a beer and he just gives it to her and then clank. She takes a swig and then it cuts a commercial and she comes out.
No, what I would do, it's pretty much the same thing. Is I'd have her win Sunday, have her out there in the ring Monday before she can even say a word. Austin's music hits. He comes out to the ring, hits all four corners with the arms up, calls for a beer, tosses her one, smashes him, never says a word, and then goes back.
Can he give her the stunner?
Nah.
Come on.
Nah.
We're doing intergender stuff. Come on.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I think that says a lot. Just him come out, toss her a beer, never say a word, give her the nod, and go back. Like, just come out, do his thing.
She does have... She had the Stone Cold momentum up until they kind of put the kibosh on it.
Yeah.
Like, that was all of them cooling her down.
They cooled her down on purpose because
it's just like, you're way too hot. We're going to make you feel injured for a month.
Yeah.
And they kind of killed that momentum. So.
I know. The funny thing is, when they killed that momentum, we found someone else to get behind, and that's Kofi Kingston. Because now all that momentum that we had for Becky is now behind Kofi.
Yeah.
And they even tried to kill that, too.
It's going to come back. Like for Becky, it's going to come back. Yeah, so it's going to be good. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Me too.
It all starts Friday. We got a long weekend.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Are you going to work on Monday?
Probably. Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, me too.
I would like not to.
I might call in sick.
Unless I work 2 half days, Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, we'll see. I've been kind of saving my sick days.
For this?
No, for Priscilla. The
for
baby.
This,
so.
be honest.
Yeah. I think I have like 2 weeks each. I have 2 weeks vacation, 2 weeks sick that I can use.
I'm worn out just from talking about this.
I could take a whole month off.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, guys.
Yeah, I know. Like hour and a half, man.
That is WrestleMania. It's actually shorter than what I expected us to do.
Well, if Alex was here,
it would have been longer.
It would have been longer.
But you failed to pick him up.
Case in point, if you listen to the show this long, I didn't know I was supposed to pick upAlex.
I figured he would reach out to you.
My bad. Oh, my God.
I mean, his exact words to me were, yeah, man, I mean, Matt lives right by me, so.
No.
It worked out. He had to watch his niece anyway, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess his niece would have been like out in the street. He probably would have just left him.
It's all excuses. He's just pissed off at you.
Alex, he's such a nice guy. He'd have just sat here and just like quietly worried the whole time about his niece.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are still talking about Ring of Honor? Oh my God, okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what he would have done. So.
Exactly.
Well,
but that's it.
Out, so.
That's our wrestling episode.
Yeah, man.
back to good old nerdy stuff next week, geeky stuff.
Yeah. And then we can probably think of a movie.
We'll have one by next week. I'll probably have watched Shazam by next episode.
Cool. Awesome.
I think we're gonna try to go Sunday afternoon. You want to go with us? You're more than welcome.
Let me know what time you guys are going.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go to the earliest showing we can on Sunday, so that way we can get back before Mania. I don't know if I'm gonna watch. I don't know. Well,
I have it sectioned out. I have my Sunday sectioned out how I'm watching it.
Because
there's no way I'm putting my wife and son through that again.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Because like last year I watched it all on the main TV and it just like I felt so bad towards the end. Honestly, at the end of WrestleMania, I watched it I think on my iPad or on my computer.
Did you?
Just because it was like dragging on so long, I just switched over. I was like, I feel so guilty taking out. So I was like, I told them I was like, you guys will do this. I was like, starting at 8:00, I'll switch it over. And if you're not into watching what you're gonna want to watch, then whatever. I'll watch it on. I just can't do that to
I'm gonna watch pre-shows.
My family anymore.
I'm the same way. I'm gonna watch pre-shows and stuff. I may not even watch pre-show. I'm probably not watching pre-show
unless like when Ezra gets older and he's into it. Like we'll watch it together. But
Jordan wants to watch, so I'll watch the majority of it with him. But I may not watch pre-shows at all.
Yeah. And if you guys listen to the last show where the show before that I did with Priscilla, like she even brought up like she feels guilty like that she doesn't like wrestling as much as I do, but like to me I'm just like you're not supposed to like everything that your partner likes, so don't worry.
My wife's into it, but she can only watch like the big matches.
It's
the Raws and SmackDowns, and I think I've prepped her for this.
Yeah,
because I haven't been putting her through Raw and SmackDown. It's gotten so crazy
though the last 2 years. Like, you have the idea like of watching a pay-per-view or whatever, and it's like 2.5, 3 hours. Even like the old Manias were maybe 4 hours tops. And now it's just like it's an all-day event.
7 hours.
Yeah, and it's just like
I can't do 7 hours.
Yeah, exactly. I even told Priscilla that. I was just like, I can't watch all of that wrestling without going crazy a little bit. So it's like I'm definitely gonna be watching in sections. Like I can't subject myself to that.
It's something that I'm okay having on the tablet in the background for a while until like we start getting the matches I really want to watch and I want to see with surround sound. I want to see.
This will definitely prepare us for Avengers Endgame, but yeah.
Oh no, I'm already prepared for Avengers Endgame. We watch Raw.
Gosh, yeah.
So
cool,
man. We'll have a movie picked out. I think what we're gonna do. Actually, we probably won't have a movie picked out by next week, unless you want to come up with a couple genres. I think the idea that we came up with was we're gonna tweet out a couple genres
first,
and then we'll pick a movie from the genre that wins. Yeah. So why don't you pick a couple and surprise me with what you got? Tweet out a poll.
Okay, I'll tweet a poll. Yeah, I'll tweet out a poll. I won't say anything yet. I'll just do the poll. Yeah.
Sweet. On that note.
Yeah, on that note, guys.
We haven't said that since the Smart Marks, have we? On that note,
guys, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at smart_marks. Oh gosh, you can still go and follow us on those.
You can.
Jeremy still runs me and Jeremy both still run the Twitter.
You run the Instagram.
I run the Instagram.
Only because I don't think I have the shit to sign in.
It's still very active. It's still getting a lot of followers, which is awesome. So you guys are definitely welcome to check us out there. Definitely follow us on GoFo Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. You can definitely check us out there. Follow Jeremy at JVader82. Follow me at Mateo83 on Twitter. I think that's what I used to say, right? If you have any questions or comments, you can feel free to email the show at gofoquestions@gmail.com.
That email, once again, is gofoquestions@gmail.com.
Yeah, gofoquestions@gmail.com.
And the Smart Marks one still works, so use that too.
I haven't logged into that one in forever.
Neither have I.
Jeez. But definitely check us out there, guys. Comments, questions, whatever. Be sure to give us that 5-star Frog Splash rating. And have you listened to Edge and Christian, their show?
Do they say that?
That's what they say now. Bastards. Yeah. So, and they got a little kid to say it. They got a little kid that goes 5-star Frog Splash review.
Oh my god! I just saw the best video I've ever seen in my life.
You're gonna have to share it.
Who's the quarterback of the Jets?
I have no idea.
Anyways, it's
Vinny Testaverde.
It's the unveiling of the Jets' new uniforms. Is it Mark? No, it's not Mark Sanchez.
No, he used to be.
God damn it! It's the it's the unveiling of the Jets' new uniforms, and they're walking out on stage in their new uniforms. And the quarterback of the Jets,
Colt McCoy,
he has a football on stage, and he drops back, throws the ball, and then it just cuts to it being intercepted on the field. It's the best thing.
That's good. Not Ricky Williams. Robert.
I hate the Jets.
RJ3. I don't remember his full name. RJ3. I don't know. But yeah, so definitely check us out there, guys.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
That's who it is. Sam Darnold.
Is there anything else I need to say?
Shit.
Check out Tom Quiet's podcast, Live and Amplified. Check him out there. You can download his show, iTunes, Stitcher, all that good stuff. Check out nerdysomethings.com. I think we've been failing to mention that, so check us out there. I haven't written a wrestling review in a couple of weeks just because in preparation of this. So definitely check us out there. But all our shows are listed there, and I fixed the widget player, so yeah, you don't have to watch it through YouTube anymore.
Yeah, Matt fixed the widget player. I don't even know what a widget is.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what I do know?
Randy, do they have the internet in heaven?
No, but we have midgets,
Oh, wow.
I organize a midget wrestling.
So it's okay to say midget in heaven?
Yeah, we could say what we want, man.
Oh,
God's
wow.
a big...
No.
God's not liberal at all.
Please tell me that Hogan's not going to go to heaven. Please tell me
Hogan's not going to heaven.
No. I really worry about what he would say up there. Yeah,
Hogan's the devil himself.
So
man.
So Hogan's inducting Bruce the Barber.
Fuck Brutus. Yeah, I hate Brutus as much as I hate Hogan. Yeah, dirty, no good bastards. Those guys. Yeah,
he was the disciple. So
disciple's not the cream of the crop. Let me tell you.
Doesn't rise to the top.
Randy, he doesn't rise to the top. Yeah,
Randy, what do you think about my shoes, Randy?
Yeah, your shoes are awesome, man. Yeah, I would have wore those to the ring myself.
Art by _peaches.
You know what I need? I need a Slim Jim painted on the bottom. Yeah.
I lifted my leg, Randy, and my hip almost popped.
Yeah. Your hip popped out like Hogan's hip pops out on that leg drop, man. Every time he did it, hip popped out of place. Yeah.
What's the highest? Old. What's the highest on the turnbuckle?
The highest I've ever been, man.
No, not you.
I met Rob Van Dam one time before I died.
Hey, he's going back to Impact. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I made an Impact with a Jeep. Yeah.
Were you ever on Impact?
I made an Impact. I was on Impact. Yeah.
I can't remember that.
I also made an Impact in Florida one with a Jeep and a tree. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're going to end it there. All right, Randy, you went dark.
Yeah, I went dark in Impact Wrestling. Yeah. Remember, man, I came out in all black. All I wore was black. And even Gorgeous George was in Impact with me at one point. Yeah,
that's
man.
right. Yeah. Whatever happened to her?
The Kings of Wrestling. Yeah, I wrestled against them for a while. Yeah.
What the Kings are? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Know your history, Matt. Yeah, you see, you run a podcast.
I know.
You don't know, man. Yeah.
Did you ever give Dixie the elbow drop?
Yeah, I gave Dixie more than the elbow drop.
Oh,
I gave him my fist, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's good to hear from you, Randy. It's been a long time, over close to almost a year.
It's been almost a year since Randy came.
We did give you a bit of a break.
You wanted me to review movies, I thought. Yeah. Never happened. Never gonna happen.
Randy.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Matt
Randy.
said he's gonna give me the call. I never got the call. Yeah. Ouija board not working, I guess. No, not anymore.
Those freak me out a little bit, Randy.
Yeah.
The last time I
heard about your ghost experiences. I'm gonna hunt you now.
I would not be opposed to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Randy.
I'm gonna
really
elbow drop
Randy?
you in your sleep.
Thank you, especially if you see me.
I'm gonna elbow drop you out of sleep paralysis.
Thank you. That's what I was gonna ask you, Randy. If you sense that I'm going through a sleep paralysis episode, please elbow drop the crap out of me and bring me out of that.
You're never gonna get no peace. No peace.
The last time I went through a sleep paralysis, I literally saw the alien from Aliens.
You know what you saw? The ghost you see in
freaky.
The ghost you see in sleep paralysis. Yeah, man, that's Virgil.
He's not even dead.
Yeah, I know. He's just hanging over your bed, taking money you left in your jeans.
That makes a lot of sense.
Gotta get paid somehow.
Sometimes I take those jeans off.
No, in all honesty, though, man, the ghost, the ghoul that you see in your sleep paralysis is the face of a withered Lex Luger. Current Lex Luger. Lex Luger now, yeah.
So it's current Lex Luger.
Yeah. Same thing, man.
I want a true effects of current Lex Luger.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that action figure's going to have a lot of turkey neck.
Broke Randy.
My fucking throat.
I saw Randy's face separate from yours for a second, and then got brought back in.
I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
So weird to get possessed.
Yeah. So that's what we should have been running the whole time.
It's just that I get possessed.
You get possessed by them.
We should have it happen.
That's gonna start happening now, guys.
He needs to review Shazam.
Geeks, thanks for listening.
Maybe that's where we started. He reviews Endgame.
There we go. Sounds good.
Bonesaw is ready. Yeah.
On that note, later, geeks. The Geek Out Freak Out podcast is produced and edited by Matt Salgado and Jeremy Holman. Special thanks to Rock My Bit for the theme song.